is going to join us today. But you are all welcome. Welcome. You're hanging out with me here and little Bambino. Today, Bambino is not asleep. I tried to do a recording actually a little bit earlier, and he woke up as I was doing the recording. I was only starting out though, so I decided to pick him up and just carry him while I'm doing the reading. It's easier that way. So I don't know how many of you are going to join me, because I understand that it's during the week, it's lunch hour. Some of you are gone out to lunch. It's lunch hour in my country here in South Africa. And so I don't know, some of you are maybe just at, busy at work, or it's during the week. I understand it's during the week, it's during the day. So we might not get a lot of traffic or anything like that, but ultimately I made a promise to myself to do this, so I'm going to do it, regardless of who's going to join us or who isn't. I'm going to do this. So let's see who the guys want us to know about today, what the guys want us to know. Is this going to be for the collective? Is this going to be for a specific individual? Or is this going to be for... cards are falling. Or is this going to be for a group of people? We don't know. Let's see. We've got Six of Cups. And then we've got the World. And then we've got Six of Pentacles. Okay, so I think I might have moved the... I don't know why things are looking a little bit... let's see, things are looking a little bit... Okay, I think that should be better. So we've got Six of Cups, the World, Six of Pentacles. Welcome. Welcome to the reading. Six of Cups, the World, Six of Pentacles. I'm getting a sense that we're dealing with a situation here that affects the collective more so than an individual. All right, Ace of Swords. Yeah, this definitely feels like this is a reading for the collective. Okay, this is more for the collective than for a specific individual, even though there could be some individual elements to the whole thing. So yeah, so what's coming through here is that we looking at a situation where eyes are being opened. Okay, it's almost as if this is a dawn of some kind of a new era with regards to the collective. All right, and at the same time, even though this is a dawn of a new era, but it's almost as if we sort of like going back to basics, or going back to maybe how the original plan was meant to be, or something along those lines. But um, this is something new that is emerging, and it's still, it's almost as if it's not yet here. It's coming, but it's very close. Like we can, like when it's about to rain, sometimes you feel one or two drops of the rain. You feel the smell of the rain, that whole thing. That's what's coming through here. All right, I want to just have a look here and see what you guys are saying. I'm looking forward to doing some reading for you guys towards the end of this. You'll know y'all know we're going to do some readings. Y'all going to ask me some questions, and we're going to ask the guys, and we're going to hear what they have to say. All right. So if y'all got something that y'all want the guys to answer, y'all should, definitely put them up here in the chats, and then we're going to hear what answers are the guys giving you. Let's see. Say hi to you guys. Sally Dutoy. Hi, I'm Tatum, an 11-year-old girl. Oh, so cute. Okay, Tatum, I'm not sure how safe is it for you to be here. I hope this is going to be as friendly as possible to your age group. Um, I know that sometimes some of the things that come through in the reading are really for, uh, people who are most likely or ideally above 18. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna do my best to try and just keep things nice and family friendly. Yellow Rose, thanks. I'm dealing with healing from a REM-U. Okay, so I'm not sure what REM-U means. And thank you for the likes or breakup. Okay, all right. Yellow Rose 48. It's helped me change a lot. All right. Working on moving forward. Very good. Okay. Very good. Okay. We can always talk about that. If you need someone to talk to about it, about if you need to also walk through the journey with someone, we can. I'm available. I'm available. My details are in the description box of every video that I make here. All right. So let's have a look here and see. But I'm very happy for you, Yellow Rose 48, that you are moving forward, you are healing. So these days heartbreaks are not heartbreaks like perhaps we thought they were before, or maybe they used to be that way. It's like you don't know anymore, because it's like there seems to be so many timelines. It's like, yeah. But if we were to put it the way that we are used to putting things, we would say these days heartbreaks are not the same as they used to be. Previously it used to be, okay, no, we broke up, it didn't work out, and then we're moving on with love. But these days heartbreaks are really like shattering, that they are like literally something that you really need to pick your whole self up from, and to rebuild yourself up from scratch. All right, so Bambino is getting a little bit impatient with me for whatever reason. I tried to make sure that he's well fed before I get into the reading, but he might be having his own annoyances, or his own issues, his own reasons. So I might need to jump off. So I need to be as quick as possible so that I can give you guys whatever it is that you need to get, and then I can hop off here. All right. So something new, something uh, good is emerging here. It's definitely something good. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what else. Okay, working on moving forward. All right, good. Yellow Rose, I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the support, the subscriptions, the chats, everything. I really do appreciate it. Free readings here. If you want me to answer a question for you, even you, Yellow Rose, if you have a question that you'd like to ask, you're welcome to ask. And then all I'm asking of you is anytime. You don't have to do it now. You don't have to even do it before you ask the question. Do it whenever it is that you have the time and means. Just go to my channel and watch my videos. All right, just watch my videos, like, subscribe, share, comment. Just put some activities there. All right, to help with the algorithms. Okay. Yeah. I'll be answering those questions shortly. So we've got Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Emperor, we've got the Star, we've got the High Priestess. That's interesting. These cards came previously in the previous reading that I did the day before yesterday, I think. And I was using a different deck of cards. So I make sure that I use different decks, because a lot of things tend to keep repeating themselves sometimes, and then I don't want to it to come across as if maybe I didn't shuffle the cards, or something along those lines. Okay, so all right. At the moment, what is happening is that there's a lot of healing that is actually taking place. So this definitely speaks to even what Yellow Rose is dealing with here as well. You know, healing. There's a lot of healing that is taking place. The tides are turning. All right. So basically, where a lot of karma, negative karma, is being turned around. All right. So, a lot of people have been breaking generational curses over the past, 10 to 15 years. Some have been doing it for way longer than that, but a lot of generational curses have been broken. A lot of things are changing. All right. And things are actually, once again, looking good. Positive omen that is coming through here. There's there's a sense of, as I mentioned in the beginning, new dawn, something new, something good, something positive. A new day is coming through. All right, and this is a day with, the emperor. This is this is something that is guided and led, pardon me, by the higher forces of life. All right, this is something that is um not only guided and led, but it's also protected by the higher forces of life. All right, so um I would say this gives me a sense with this emperor here. It gives me a sense that this is something that is definitely solid. All right, so it's like the likelihood of this new dawn not emerging is very unlikely. All right. And oh yeah, Bambino is actually falling asleep. That's why he was. That's why he was actually making some discomfort noises. This is what usually happens when he's falling asleep. All right. So between now and then, there's a healing process that is taking place. All right, between now and this new thing happening. All right, so for some funny reason, all three of them came out. So let's see. We've got the Ten of Wands, we've got Strength, we've got the Knight of Swords. Isn't it interesting? Ten of Wands, then Strength. The collective has been carrying a lot. Those that have been doing the work, right? And I like the fact that we've reached a critical mass with regards to, because with the people that are serving the positive forces of life, you literally only need a handful of people to be moving towards a positive direction in life. Okay, and we've reached that critical mass that we need, and we are now being empowered in the direction of light. All right, and with the Knight of Swords, once again, we all know that there's this whole thing called disclosure. A lot of truths are coming out, because the seeking has been occurring. A lot of seeking has been occurring. A lot of asking has been occurring, and answers are now coming out. All right, and this disclosure, this information is highly unlikely going to be coming. There's going to be some information coming from media, mainstream, and all of that, but to the most part, these are also going to be personal answers that people are going to be receiving. All right, having to do with your own personal life, your own personal journey. People are going to be receiving a lot of answers, a lot of understandings with regards to why is it that certain things have happened in their lives, happened to them, happened to whoever. A lot of things, even generally with regards to the world at large. Why are certain things the way that they are? A lot of questions are going to be answered. In fact, a lot of questions are beginning to be answered. Some of you already have received a lot of answers for a lot of questions that you have asked. All right, so let's look at the last deck, the last row here of cards. Pardon me. I wonder I want to peek into my energy to see. Okay, I wanted to peek into my energy, and I am doing that even now as I'm doing this, to see what's with this. I'm picking up on this energy of sort of like maybe like I'm feeling a little uncentered at the moment, a little decentered, or a little I'm feeling a little all over the place kind of energy, even though so, oh yeah, okay, that's what it is. All right, I see. Okay, so the reason why this is happening, the guides are saying that the energies are actually all over the place at the moment. All right, because there are different forces trying. So we are, in the cusp of something new. Like we are literally on the verge. Like, can you imagine a train? All right, but this train. Let's say it's not really. Okay, it's got two cards, and one card has its own head facing one direction, and another card has its own head facing another direction as well. All right. And then for a long time, the train was going one direction, both cards, right? We're going one direction. And now things are changing. The train is starting to take another direction. But now, with that being the case, it's like the other train where the other cart where the train has been going all along in its own direction is still having some kind of momentum, and it's still pulling things towards its own direction. So it's like there's a bit of it looks like a tearing, it feels like a tearing, and it's like the passengers now need to decide which cart are they going to go into in order to be able to move forward. So are you going to go into remain maybe in the old cart, or you're going to go into the cart that is now taking its new direction, its own direction? The whole time this other cart was just sitting there. It has its own head and its own engine, its own everything to be able to move, but it was just taking along with this other cart. All right, now you are getting an opportunity to actually decide whether you are going to, because now this card that has been dormant this whole time is now deciding to start moving. All right, it's now beginning to move, and as it's beginning to move like that and to build some momentum, the other card is still moving on its own as well, and is still going in its own direction, and it's losing momentum. It has lost great momentum, but it's still moving, and it's still pulling forces, energies towards itself. All right, so that's what's happening here with the collective at the moment, and we all have a choice as to whether we are going to keep same old, or we are going to be part of this new trajectory that humanity is headed towards. And even as that is happening, what is causing the restlessness, the all over the place type of energy, is this space in between, between all these things happening, the the so-called great split. Between all of that happening, we are dealing with a situation where um, there's a lot of people that are still trying to figure out, which direction is which. And there are a lot of forces that are actually taking advantage of that confusion and that chaos. And they are causing, they are sort of like creating some other types of momentum, some other types of directions, and a whole lot of things that are going on there. All right. And so with that being the case, it's like, yeah, it is what it is. Uh, it's easy to even think or see things as if there's no change, nothing is changing. There's no hope. All hope is lost. Everything is a disaster. When you are looking at the chaos that's happening right in the middle of these two cards, you will feel and see things that way. But if you look deeper, if you look to the invisible forces of life, if you look within, if you go deep within, you will see that something different is happening. All right. Something different is happening. You are different. So something different is happening. Because of you, something different is happening. If you are, with this Knight of Swords, if you are a truth seeker and you are someone that stands for the light, for truth, for love, for the positive forces of life, you must know that your very presence, your very existence is what is causing all of this to happen, the change. And the change will take place precisely because you came. You came. And because you came, change will happen. It's guaranteed. No doubt about it. It's going to happen. All right. All of these things that we all don't like, all of these things that we are all not happy about, they're going to come to an end. All right, they're coming to an end, so says the guides, with this Emperor card. All right. See, that's the Two of Swords, those two cards. All right, the two cards in the with the train analogy that I was using now. You've been carrying a lot, you've been feeling like, yeah, it's been, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, betrayals. You've dealt with betrayals, you've dealt with, just overburden. We've all dealt with it. It's been too much. It's just been too much, especially for the people that are representing the positive forces of life, the good people. Because the bad people, for some funny reason, they seem to be enjoying the whole thing. Some of them, they seem to not even be, noticing that there's something wrong here. It's like when you say there's something wrong here, they're looking at you like, what's wrong with you? There you go again, getting all deep and everything. But it's like, yeah, there has to be something interesting for you not to notice that there's something wrong with this whole thing, right? So, and you're not being negative when you're noticing that there's something wrong, because there is something wrong. If you have to pay to breathe, then there's definitely something wrong. If you have to do something that you don't like, a job that you don't like your whole entire life, just so that you can survive, there's something wrong with it. You understand? There are so many things that are wrong. If relationships have become such a battlefield that they've become, there's something wrong. You understand? If being around human beings has become such a problem, that means there's something wrong. All right, okay, let me finish my preaching session. The guides took me that direction for whatever reason. So yeah, there's a lot of communication. There's a lot of communication that you that are representing the light are receiving from the guides. All right, you are getting a lot of intuitive nudges. There's a lot of spiritual information that you're receiving. Some kind of maybe synchronicity, some signs, a lot of things are happening. Just stay attuned, and do not allow anything or anyone to gaslight you about what exactly is it that you are experiencing when it comes to the spiritual side of things, or the messages that you might be receiving from the higher forces of life. All right. Because at this point in time, the chaos that are, and the forces that are, the chaotic forces that are trying to take advantage of this phase that we're in, is to make us look at all of these things that are wrong now and say, you see, there's nothing, there's no hope, there's no possibility for things to change. This is what the opposing forces of life would like us to think and to see, because the opposing forces of life, chances are, there's no hope for them. They've sold out. They don't want anything to change. They don't want to get better themselves. So they would want you also to be broken just like them. You understand? That's why they want you to give up. They want you to basically become pessimistic about, any possible change in the future. All right. Okay. And of course, that will be ushering you into that timeline where indeed there's no change and all of those things. So God forbid. And according to the guys here, we are protected. All right, let's answer your questions and everything. Any question that you have for the guides, let's answer. Any personal question that you have, or general question that you have that you would like the guides to answer. Let's see. I like this deck. Oh, you know what? My collection of cards, I really, really, really love them. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, the people don't really want to hear the reading. They just want their own personal questions to be answered and all of that. And it's like, oh, this deck of cards are just too beautiful to be sitting there. They got to be used. He hasn't. Okay, let's see what you are saying, Yellow Rose. Has the ex-fiance made an effort to work on himself? All right, let's see what else you are asking. If he hasn't, I will choose new in the future after healing. All right. Okay, everyone hates me for no reason. I cried all night. And then you are laughing. You are laughing, Surupai. That's not funny. Why are you laughing at your own pain? That's not a funny thing. You cry all night and then you but anyway, You know, in Setswana they say "Logolo loso, logolo ditsheho." You know, they say sometimes you end up just laughing at these things. So I get that, but we will talk. I'm gonna come back to you, Surupai. Just holler at me if you are still here, so that if I'm talking to you, then I know that you are still around. Okay. Hi to you, Alona Molejan. Hello, hi. All right, let me just quickly get my other tools here so that I can answer your questions. Please, guys, ask questions. Call your friends. Call them people, so that y'all can ask questions to the guides, and then we can have those questions answered. All right. Um, let's ask questions. Let's ask. The guides are here to help us. The guides are here to. Y'all know that the guides really want to answer questions. Y'all know that. I know there are times when the guides don't want to answer, but most of the time they really. The only time when the guides will refuse to answer certain questions or be very vague about or be very protective is when they're actually trying to protect you. But generally, they want to answer questions. That's why they say, "Ask and you will be answered." Ask me questions. Ask so that I can ask the guides, and we can have answers for you. All right. So you still hear Yellow Rose. Okay, so has he? Let's find out if your person has actually, if he's working on himself. All right. Oh, okay. So the guys are saying no. All right. They're saying he's not working on himself. I beg your pardon. So he's not really making the effort to change, to become a better person. And ex-fiance, that's so sad because that means the two of you were engaged to be married, and y'all were going to, y'all were probably planning some wonderful celebration for wedding and all of that. Sorry, it didn't work out. But according to the guides, it looks like this person hasn't really worked on himself. So that means if you try to reconcile, you most likely are going to deal with the same stuff that you dealt with before, whatever it is that caused the separation. All right. You're probably going to deal with that. So, yeah. I don't know. Let me find out here if you should really move on or if you should. Yeah, so, well, of course, the final call is always yours, all right? So, this is not really instruction or anything like that. And, for safety and security purposes, this is all for entertainment purposes, all right? So, don't, take this as some kind of final say over your life or some final authority over your life or anything. This is just, we just talking here, right? Um, so the guys are saying, you might want to just move on from this. Okay, you don't necessarily need to stick around with this person or hold on or you want to actually move on. You want to close the chapter and basically look into a new journey. And that's not an easy one because no one wants to let go of something that they've invested themselves in emotionally. That is a very, very painful thing. All right, that is a very, very painful thing to do. But unfortunately, in this paradigm, this is what we are still dealing with. But we are grateful that things are changing. One of the things that the guides were telling me the other day about what is happening in this realm, this place, this earth, and everything. They were saying that so just like how it is with a human being, sooner or later the immune system will begin to fight anything that is problematic towards it. All right. Sooner or later, the system is going to, and now here we're not talking about the fragile, human body that, can die and can, but we're talking about a cosmic force of life. You understand? We're talking about life itself, reality itself when there is some kind of a virus, a cancer, a parasitic pathogen of sorts in the system of life itself, sooner or later. So it takes a few, unfortunately, it's a little bit slow. The system is a little bit slow because it's much bigger and grander, and maybe next time we'll do better when we set these things up, isn't it? Because it does take a few hundred years, like maybe 200, just under 300 years, basically, for the system to actually pick up that there's something wrong here. Because, those 300 years to the higher forces, the cosmic forces, the gigantic creation that we are, those 300 years are like a few, minutes, maybe seconds or something like that, to infinity. You understand? But sooner or later they pick up on this thing that there's something wrong, and then they will correct it. So one of the things that is being corrected is this horrible, horrible zero-sum relationship games that are being played out here in the world, where people are having relationships with you and they're expecting you to tolerate the worst of the worst things in the world. Like, they literally are expecting you to just be okay with them abusing you. And if you don't want them to abuse you, then you're a bad person. You don't have tolerance. You are unstable. You are not relationship material. You are not all of the, all of those kind of things. You understand? So, and the other day I was talking to someone and I was saying, these days, nowadays, the way the things are so upside down in this world, good people are the ones that are actually showing up in this world as bad people, because good people are the ones that don't stick around in relationships, because most relationships are toxic. So good people end up looking like they are not relationship material. And then even with careers as well, the same thing happens, because most work environments are very toxic. So good people will end up leaving those type of environments, but then because most of them are toxic, they keep hopping from one toxic environment to another, and then as a result it looks like they've got this terrible track record, when it's actually the other way around. So it's like they someone will say the game has been rigged. And that's how it is. So, and that is changing. All right. So, and we are so grateful for that. That is changing, because more and more good people are refusing to participate in these things, and it's like, okay, it's fine, let me have that track record that is not really who I am. And yeah, the higher forces are also coming through and saying, okay, actually, the energies, as you can see at the moment, up to so far for the past few hundred years, like literally 200 years and a few, maybe 250 years apparently, things have been leaning more towards the side of the dark side, all right? So everything has been in favor of the dark. So basically, if you are a narcissist in this world, you would be thriving typically, even if you are not thriving by virtue of being successful in life, but you'll be thriving in that you will have a lot of people that you would be manipulating, and they would be under your spell in some shape or form. You'll be ruining their lives, and all of those kind of things. So you'd still be thriving, because you'll still be able to get away with a lot of things in this world. You understand? And that's because things were, rigged in that regard. So things were leaning in that side. You were most likely going to succeed. If you're a narcissist and you are ambitious, you are most likely going to succeed. That's why now people that are mostly in charge of the world that we are living in are mostly narcissists and very demonic people. So that's because things were leaning more to the side. The energies, the cosmic energies um, were obscured in that direction, if we should put it that way. But things are changing now, and that's good. All right, so now let's see what else y'all are saying. I'm busy preaching here because y'all ain't asking me a lot of questions. So let's see. We keep on moving forward. Yes, so that's good. I'll say move forward. Surupai, all right. Everyone hates me for no reason. Okay, I did say I want to talk to you, Surupa. I do not want to go through the same karmic cycle. I'm drained. He has not regulated himself on his depression, bipolar meds. Oh, no, 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 no. You see, it comes to the bipolars and all of those things. No judgment on people with mental health disorders. Let's face it, in this world, we all have some kind of mental health disorder, from anxiety to depression to a whole lot of things like that. And there's this other group. Y'all know them. They'll always have those mental health issues as an excuse to be quite problematic in relationships. All right. And I do not advise anyone to be in a relationship with someone who has those kind of problems, especially if their problems are the kind of problems that makes them to, be problematic in a relationship. You understand? If this person cannot show up as a safe partner for you, then you should not be in a relationship with them. And once again, you have the final say. You decide what you get to do with your life. But this is just, advice from me. You take it, you leave it. That's up to you. You understand? This is just a recommendation. Um, as it is, there's a whole lot of people that are undiagnosed that are running around here wreaking a whole lot of havoc in the world. You understand? And they'll say, no, it's only 5%. Oh, no, it's only 1%. No, it's a huge chunk of the population, a very, very huge chunk of the population. All right. So, um, you are better off alone than dealing with someone that has some serious mental health issues. And it doesn't mean people with serious, like, bipolar it can be problematic because a person can, for a relationship, you understand, for a romantic relationship, honestly, I'm not saying they shouldn't have a relationship, those kind of people, but I would say, especially with that a severe case of that nature, I would say, you know it's only fair for them to be fair to themselves and other people by excusing themselves. I think we all have that responsibility to say, when you can see that you are not in a position in life to really participate in romantic relationships, don't participate in them. Don't bring your problems into other people's lives. You understand? Like, don't do that. And normal people, or at least people that have a certain level of empathy, they will think about that. And sometimes, even when they go into the relationships, they'll do their best not to make their problems other people's problems. But now, there's this other group. They will bring their everything, their bipolars, their narcissism, their all sorts of things, because there's a whole lot of weird things that we see out here in the world when it comes to relation. Like, there are strange things. There's a channel here on YouTube that's called Strange Realm or something like that. Or is it a channel, or is it sort of like a series or something like that? Yeah, strange. We're seeing a lot of strange things out here. So those type of people, no, don't play around those type of spaces, because a person, you're gonna have the responsibility now of regulating this person. And no, I would say, let this person enjoy life and love from a different perspective. It doesn't have to be from a romantic perspective. And also, if they want something maybe romantic, then I don't know if they should be approaching it from that you know from that angle, where it's like, let's get married, let's be together, let's have a committed relationship or something like that. People who are having those kind of problems, I would say, if they were to be honest, ideally they should be approaching relationships from an angle where they're saying, you know what, I'm having problems, I'm having this type of problems, and so I'm not relationship material, because I'm probably not going to be able to create a stable, a safe, a healthy emotional or relationship environment. So what I need is some hanky panky, okay, every once in a while or whatever, or something like that. Or let's just have some kind of a casual thing, or but no strings or whatever. Let them be honest about that, and then let the whole thing be approached from that. And then if you decide, okay, no, it's fine, I'm going to carry this burden and I'm going to make you my problem, and then if the person is willing to accept you carrying them like that, then okay, fine. But let them not deceive you into thinking that this is something that they can manage, and then the next thing, they have a relapse. Now you dealing with it, now they no. So I wouldn't advise you to go back to this person. Yellow rose. Karmic cycles. Karmic cycles, no. Sure, after how many years? Okay, so you are asking about this thing that I'm asking about, neurobiz. Let me know. Holla at me if you're still around, okay? Neurobiz. You see, the words are so tiny here. I'm battling to see. None your biz. Oh, none your biz. None of your business. None of your business. Okay, let's see. You asking me a question. It's none of your business. I'm joking. After how many years are we going to? I know you're asking, when is this changed? When are we going to begin to see things really, really have changed? All right, let's see. Let's ask the guys. The guys. All right. Okay. Ooh, it's gonna take a while. All right. None of your birds. None of your birds. It's gonna take a while. So according to the guides here, this change, before we really see, so it's most likely that we're going to be grandparents or something like that when we really see the change occurring. All right, our children are the ones that are really going to enjoy, our children and their children are the ones that are going to enjoy a new world, unless if we are able to live long enough. All right, unless if we are able to overcome this thing that they are doing to us, which is, killing us, because y'all know we ain't supposed to die, right? We ain't supposed to die out here. We're being poisoned, like literally every day. We're being poisoned so that we should die. And I'm laughing because, who's that other person? Suro, somebody was busy laughing as well. So you end up laughing at this kind of things. But that's so if somehow for some miraculous reasons we are able to still stick around and we are still able to be healthy, and then you're like 100 years old, but you're still looking like you're like 30 something years old, then we might get to enjoy it. It's going to be about the next say 10 to 20 years. All right, the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to see the change. All right, so we're going to really see the change. Just yesterday, the guys were saying, believe it or not, in the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to be having cars that are not going to be touching the ground. They're going to be hovering. They're going to be using this other type of tech. They're going to release that other technology. All right. So that's what's going to happen. They're going to release that other, y'all know, that other technology, the free one, the one that we ain't supposed to be paying for, because y'all know we ain't supposed to pay for, for technology and for also electricity, energy, and all of those things, because it's free, it's everywhere, it's the air we breathe. So, but yeah, in the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to be having, those type of nice technologies. And also, yeah, relationships are going to be different like this. So basically, this new world that we're going to be living in, it's the vibrational frequency is going to have increased so high that the people that are representing the lower forces of life are going to be, the guys said to me, they're going to actually become extinct. That's how it is. Because believe it or not, even in the past 200 years, as 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 terrible as it has been, to the most part, this malevolent people that we've been dealing with in the world, they've been for a huge part of this past 250 years, they've been quite quiet. They've been quiet. Um, they've they were not able to do a lot for a huge chunk of it. They only started, going all out and just going crazy at a certain point. Maybe, I mean, horrible things were still happening, but they were not happening at the scale that they're happening now. So they were waiting for something to happen, some kind of maybe it's a dark critical mass or something along the, but it's like they were waiting for something to happen, and then that thing happened, and when that thing happened, then they just went crazy. And then now things are changing, because once again, the higher forces of life will not allow this to happen for too long. It only happens for a short space of time, and they know it. They know it. And then so when that happens, they become dormant. Isn't it interesting? So they were dormant. There was a time when they were there the whole time, but they were dormant. So it's like, if then, for example, you came across them, like, for example, your silent generation type of people, your baby boomer type of people, um, when you didn't know what you are dealing with, you would have just thought, like, if you didn't know what we know now, for example, you would have just thought, oh, they're just okay people, they're just doing whatever, and everything is just okay. And to the most part, they themselves would be sort of like mild in their darkness, those that were dark in those generations. But now, ever since, whatever it is that was making it impossible for them to show up as, who they truly are, they were dormant, right? So when things opened up, then they became,
outrageous. They just became out there. They were no longer hiding themselves. You could see them for who they are, how they are, and all of that, which is what is happening now as well. So they're going to get to become dormant again. All right. And then now this time around, when they become dormant, it's not going to be the dormant how they used to be before. It's going to be a dormant where now we know them. You understand? Now we know, we see them. So it's going to be that thing of when they come and they're trying to manipulate you, they're trying to lie to you, they're trying to do all these things, or they're trying to dominate you, or they're trying to be abusive and toxic and all of those things towards you, you will see them and you will respond to the darkness with light. And what happens when the light shows up? The darkness capitulates, the darkness shrivels up. You understand? That's what's going to make them extinct. All right? Because it's going to be very difficult for them to really show up in the world as how they truly are. It's not going to be comfortable for them anymore. You need to understand people that are hosts to dark forces, they cannot exist in high vibrational frequency environments. That's why they had to destroy the planet, to mess with the frequency of the earth, remove every single thing that was ever set up to keep the whole thing on a high vibrational frequency. It's because they cannot stand high. I mean, you've been with a narcissist, they can't stand it when you are happy, because that high vibrational frequency is problematic to them. So can you imagine now, all around everything is just high vibrational frequency? What's going to happen to the person that wants to constantly complain, that wants to constantly berate people, that wants to constantly wage war, that wants to constantly cause problems? What's going to happen when no one is supporting that? So that's what's going to, they're going to just become extinct. I'm very curious as to how that extinction is going to occur, because I didn't go further to ask the guys, because I was asking a lot of questions. And if you all are interested, you're welcome to let me know. I can always read out, because some of them I did write them down, what the guides were saying about a lot of these things that are going to be unfolding. All right. 67. Yeah. I don't know the other stuff, what you named there, but you're saying 67, 776, 777. I'm not sure what that means. Tasty, crunchy. I'm not saying, okay, all right. It sounds like you're liking what you're hearing. So that's great. 17 years of America will figure out why karma on the way. We'll figure out why. Okay, so I'm not sure, Nanya Biz, what you mean that we'll figure out why karma on the way. Help me understand what that means. Sometimes, what you are saying could be very obvious, but I might not be catching it, because unfortunately, when you're doing the psychic things, it's like wearing a stiletto and a sneaker at the same time. So sometimes it's like, some things are not very clear when you're communicating with people, because your head is high up there in the clouds. Heavy sour. All right. Sahur. I'm not sure what that also means, but yeah, thanks for the chat. I was hoping he would change, but he's also seeking attention from other. You see. So, Yellow Rose, you are not dealing with bipolar there. You are dealing with a problematic person who's using bipolar as an excuse. You understand? Bipolar has nothing to do with it. If this person is unfaithful, he's a cheater, and all of those things, that's who he is. That's what you're dealing with. So the bipolar has nothing. So because sometimes these people will make you feel sorry for them, so that you can stick around, even when you are getting the worst of the worst from the whole setting. So nah. Nah. Dealing with bipolar is enough. Now you got to deal with other women. Nah, dog. I like to play around with this American accent, because we've been raised by American television, right? So it's all nah, dog. Brr. Nah, that ain't right, brr. Okay, so salam. Okay, yeah, you see now the other stuff, I'm not going to. It's okay, the karma is on the way. All right, Nano, you're biz. Okay, so I'm not. Okay, you're talking about narcissists. The karma is on the way. Yeah, there are people who say that there's no karma per se for narcissists because, it's someone's child, and I'll be thinking, and the people that they are hurting and the people that they've broken and done all sorts of horrible things to are also someone's child as well, right? But karma on these people, I understand when they say that, oh no, narcissists are not going to get karma per se because there's no such thing as karma in the higher realms. Because one of the things that's happening as well right now is that I don't know if you know, a lot of people have been saying this. A lot of spiritual people have been saying that Earth has been what's the word, closed off, right, or sealed or separated from other um, dimensions or other realms or other frequencies and all of that because of the darkness and everything. I don't know whether it's because of the darkness. I've never really had a conversation with the guys about it, but what I know is that what's happening right now is that separation, that enclosure, is actually breaking down, is being removed gradually, but it's not going to feel gradual. It's going to feel very sudden, even though it's going to be many years. Like, as I said, 10 to 20 years is a long time, but it's going to feel very sudden. It's going to happen very, very quickly. And it's going to feel like, wow, yeah, what on earth? So, and when that happens, we're going to feel, what it means to be higher dimensional, higher. It's almost as if you're going to sort of like understand what it's like when other people cross over to the other side. You understand? Because what happens is that they go to a higher realm, to a higher frequency state. You understand? And we might even be able to interact with them as well, much easier than we would have been up to so far. So when a narcissist, meets the higher realms or crosses over to the other side, they say what happens is that, and this is not the guides, this are some people, some spiritual people, they say that they don't get karma per se. What they get is literally just how do they describe it? They say it's regret. It's deep, deep regret, because finally they become aware. Because right now, what insulates them from so-called karma and everything, because you remember, everything is based on, in this particular realm, on the law of attraction, right? And then and the law of the energy that you are sending out is the energy that's coming in. And to the most part, the narcissist, is always sending out the energy of, I'm innocent, everyone is doing all these horrible things to me. I still feel like they're getting karma. I've observed and I've seen it, and the way that I see it and all the things that I've picked up, they are still getting a lot of karma. However, there's a certain impunity that they seem to be operating with as well. And part of it has to do with the fact that this realm is designed in their favor. And we're talking about the matrix, right? The upside down realm, the distorted reality is working in their favor. So it's like they're not really having support from the higher forces. They're having support from the distorted reality that we are existing in. So if we are already existing in an upside down world, already the upside down person is having an advantage over you that is in an upright position. You understand? So that's why most of the time it feels like you are the only one, you are standing alone, whereas the narcissist seems like they've got all this other force behind them, but the only thing that they really have is this dark system that is working on their in their favor. You understand? So but then what insulates them from really feeling and being aware of their karma is their unconsciousness and their deliberate and intentional, what's this word, numbing. They numb themselves to reality because they are really, they're not immune to reality, they are allergic to reality. Reality is annihilation to them. So their disconnection from reality, that's why I'm saying they're getting karma. They just don't believe they're getting it because they are against reality. You understand? So they are constantly ignorant of karma and all of those things. They believe they're okay, and they seem to be okay because the system is supporting them. And they never ever feel any guilt because they are numb. You understand? So they never feel bad. They never feel shame. They never feel regret. They never even, look at whatever it is that they've done. They never feel accountability or account for anything that they do. You understand? That's because of the factors that I've mentioned, particularly the numbing. They numb themselves to all of those things. So they numb themselves to the reality of what they are doing. This person could be destroying you and yet just, impervious to the guilt or shame or pain or regret or anything that has to do with what they're doing to you, purely because they have numbed themselves, they have blocked themselves off from feeling what it is that they are doing. But now when they enter into the other side of life, when they cross over, what happens is that numbness, you cannot have it anymore, because that numbness, you're only able to, that's why many of them are afraid of death. That's why many of them, the black magicians, will even recycle their souls and do all sorts of strange black magical practices to make sure that they don't get to cross over to the other side. Hence now we are so excited about what is coming in the future, what is emerging right now, because what is emerging is that the other side is coming this side now. Do you understand? The other side is coming this side, so that those that have been running from the other side, they can be met with. All right. So they will be met with here. So now they will have no choice, absolutely no choice, but to face the reality. So either they cross over, or the other side is coming this side. Whenever it is that it happens, as long as they have interacted with the other side, what happens is that they automatically and immediately, all those things that they've been using to keep themselves away, all their protection against reality, will fall off. So up to so far, they've been protected by the flesh, the fact that they're still in this realm. But when they get to the other side, when the flesh is not there, everything is out in the open. Everything that you have done. And the guilt is over. You, as if you're an empath, you know how it's like to feel like there's something that you've done that is bad. It feels horrible. I mean, you will feel so bad because you didn't give someone 5 rands that they asked you for, and maybe you had it and you didn't want to give them or whatever. You'll be feeling so bad. You'll be feeling so shameful and everything. And, can you imagine when you've been killing people, you've been doing all sorts of horrible things out there? Do you understand how terrible that's going to be for you? So this is how they're going to become extinct, because that's what's going to bring about the collapse, the narcissistic collapse, when you are coming face to face with reality of who it is that you are, what it is that you've been doing. All right, because now you have to, feel, because one of the reasons why evil people don't like to they actually prefer to numb themselves. They don't like to feel anything, is because when you are in touch with your feelings, you get to feel what you are doing to the other person. And sometimes it doesn't happen immediately, but later on, you get to realize, okay, I did this and this to so and so. And actually, that was quite hurtful to them. And then it hurts you when you begin to feel it, right? So that's not nice. When you begin to feel, when you feel what you've done to the other people, when you somehow find yourself in the same position that that person was, how powerless, and however horrible a position they might have been in, that you had placed them there, you get to feel that. You get to, that's karma. You understand? So that's what is going to, so that's what those people were saying. So that I had to explain this, because sometimes the way that they put it, it can come across as if, they're just saying, narcissists are someone's child, so that means, all is well, kumbaya, kumbaya. No. It's not all kumbaya, kumbaya. There's going to be lots of crying. Okay, people go cry. People go cry. Right now, people are laughing. Y'all know the narcissist smirk, right? They'll be looking at you, and they'll be like, how they like to laugh at you. You know how they like to do the humiliation rituals, right? And now they're the boss, and then they'll be looking at you with that smirk that says, yeah, you can't touch this, because I got the system behind me. You understand? Because the system was created by my kin for me, for my kind. All right. So unfortunately, that ain't gonna be for too long. And when you get to the other side, people go be crying. All right. Okay. So we're gonna close now. I want to finish now. Let me just see. Let me answer all your questions, and then I'm ending this. I want to go back to my Bambino here. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so I answered you. I spent so much time on none of your bills statement when you say it's okay. The karma is on the way. OMG, you have photocard K-pop. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. Why is it that I'm struggling to understand what you're saying? Yellow Rose, yes, I understand everything you are saying. I'm going to choose to keep ended peacefully. Yeah. Yes, AM Gemini 7. Yes, absolutely. I'm doing personal readings. If you are still around, I'm doing personal readings. My details are in the description box of every reading, every video that I do here. All right. So you are welcome to get in touch with me. I'll do those readings for you, and all will be good and dandy. And also, even here, you can ask questions, then I can, we can do a mini reading. I can answer some of those questions for you. Okay. And all I'm asking of you is to support the channel. All right. But if you definitely want something personal and you really need to talk to someone, the guys have given me also a modality to just heal and to clear the energies, especially with regards to narcissistic abuse. All right. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Guys, I'm such a goofball. All right. Like, so I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to turn you into a millionaire, because a millionaire in what upside down system. All right. So that one, you guys to have those videos, right? There's a whole lot of videos here on YouTube and a whole lot of people that specialize in that area. So that's not my turf. My turf is the area of reading energy and healing energy. Okay. So when it comes to pain, I can help you to tap into a state of peace. Okay. I can definitely help you with that. The guides have shown me magical things when it comes to clearing out pain, moving past toxicity, moving past situations where you thought you would never be able to move past them, those kind of things, particularly, because those things are really brought in by narcissists, of course. So I've got a healing modality, and that healing modality, it helped many people to move past so-called traumatic situations, isn't it? So yeah, when you get in touch with me, we can do that. And also, if you need someone to walk through this journey with, I'm here. As you can hear, I'm a goofball and everything. But yeah, I'm very professional as well at the same time. But most importantly, I can help you with spiritual insights with regards to whatever the guides are saying about whatever situation you might be dealing with. All right. So you don't have to go through this journey alone. You can have someone that is going through the journey with you, someone who's also, from time to time receiving messages from the guides. Okay. All right, Yellow Rose. Lots of love, Yellow Rose. Lots of love. Thank you for listening and asking your guides. Thank you to them too. Thank you. I really appreciate you, Yellow Rose. I really do. And thank you so much, guys, for the likes. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, I don't know if there's anything that you guys want me to address. I'm going to give it like maybe 30 seconds to a minute for you guys to maybe type out anything or think up anything. And then if there's nothing, then I'm going to go back to Bambino. So let's just see how it goes there. Om Namo Bhagavate. I won't sing the words, because then next thing I get a copyright strike for just singing people's songs. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate. Any questions? Anything you would like to ask the guides? Anything you would like to ask the guides? Any question? There's 8 of you here. Anything that you want to ask the guides before I go? All right. Okay, so you all know I don't know when I'm going to come back. I never know when I come back here. So it's like you catch me if I'm here, because I've got a whole lot of things that I've got going out here in this world. But I definitely want to do this. I love doing this. If it were up to me, I'd be doing this all the time. But unfortunately, because it is what it is, I can't do that. So whenever it is that I'm able to, so if I don't pop up, tomorrow or the day afterwards, don't think, I'm not thinking about you. Don't think I don't miss y'all. I miss y'all a lot. I really, really enjoy doing this. I enjoy these interactions. And yeah, by the grace of the higher forces of life, all that is good and benevolent towards humanity, I shall see you again soon. Bye bye, my darling. Bye. Okay, so let's see. Gemini 7 says, just subbed. Can I ask what good news are coming towards me soon? All right, let's quickly see before. If anyone wants to go, it's okay. Y'all can go. If you are waiting for your answers, that's also fine. Stick around. What good news are coming towards me soon? All right. Okay. All right. So there are two areas of life that the guides are showing good news coming to you. Gemini 7. All right. And thank you for the subscription. All right. I really appreciate it. Two things. So the guides are showing good news coming towards you in the area of relationships. So I'm not sure what kind of good news are those, but it's going to be coming in the area of relationships. Maybe I can ask the guides for a little bit more. And then they're also showing that the other good news will just sort of like be on a general collective level. Maybe prices will begin to drop or something like that. But they said other good news are sort of like more on a collective level. All right. So it's like you'll be benefiting from the collective goodness that the collective good news that will be coming through for humanity, good things that will be happening basically. And so let's see what's happening with regards to relationship. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but the guides are showing here something that has to do with some kind of maybe proposal or something along those lines. So if you're already in a relationship, this could be that the commitment of a relationship or the commitment is strengthened or empowered or something. If you are not, you might be getting into a good relationship. And let's see what else. Yeah, so I don't want to go too deep because without context, whatever energies that the guides are giving me, I might just read them my own way. So, but definitely something good with regards to relationship, something positive. Uh, Something good is happening. So if you're in a relationship, something good is happening in that relationship. Maybe there were problems that are becoming resolved or something, but it's like something to do with commitment being strengthened. So, or something to do with commitment, right? So either you are getting a commitment or you are getting a relationship that has that long-term potential, something along those lines. All right, so let's see. Let's hear. I just want to quickly go back. Right. I want to quickly look at Gemini, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Vital, Vital, Vital. Pardon the butchering. Please, love guidance. Is my current boyfriend honest with me? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm single and into women as a man. No judgment, my darling. No judgment. Nothing wrong with you being into women and all of that. So it looks like there's a new relationship coming in. Yeah, we don't care. You don't even have to give us that information because we don't care. You see, the it's human beings who told us that God says, men this, men that, or whatever, but we don't know where they got their information from, and we don't know if we can really trust them, whoever it is that's saying that to us. Okay, so you do you, boo, in that regard. So I'm saying to you, Gemini, you are about to enter into a new relationship, basically. Now that I have your context, the context, because you are single, so that means you're going to enter into a new relationship, and that's going to be a good relationship, all right, a long-term relationship, is a relationship where there's going to be commitment, it's going to be stable, it's going to be beautiful. All right, that's the good news for you. Okay, and the other good news is just, the general stuff that I said, right? So let's see. Alentham, Alentham, please, please pardon me for butchering your names. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to you. Okay, I'm gonna read your question and answer. I wanna answer the other question here. Vital, is my current boyfriend honest with me? Thank you. All right, let's find out from the guides. What is it? Okay. Okay, so when it comes to boyfriends and everything, we always approach everything with a pinch of salt because, human beings are human beings. The guys are saying here, your boyfriend is honest with you, okay? And they say there's nothing for you to worry about, all right? So that's good. Good. Um, yeah, so if you have any questions, any anxieties about the situation, they are valid, all right? And you might look into what exactly is it that could be happening in the situation that is creating any anxiety or distrust or discomfort in any way, and maybe look into how it is that you can have that alleviated together as a couple. Work around that to say, okay, I don't feel comfortable when you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is can you please do this and this and this and that instead? That will make me feel so much better. You understand? Request that, and then see if you get the right kind of response. And the right kind of response is usually them adjusting themselves and conducting themselves in a way that makes you feel safe, instead of making you feel like you have to question them. All right, but the guides are saying there's nothing for you to worry about, so I hope that's true. I trust the guides, but yeah, as human beings, sometimes these things. Vital, please. Okay, we've done that. All right. Let me know how it goes. Gemini 7. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Okay. Alentham. I'm just going to Alentham Avong. Alentham Avong. All right. Okay. I'm reading. I've been healing ancestral karma and from narcissistic abuse and from my mother since my spiritual journey began in 2019. Can you ask my guides what will be happening for me this year, and where I'm at on my on as I take it you are on your journey. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what you said here. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. All right. Okay. So there's a lot of communication. We can keep it going until 1.5 hours. All right. We can keep going until 1.5 hours, but 1.5 hours, then I'm ending. So let's just enjoy this next 22 minutes, 27 minutes. It's not 27 minutes. I don't know. 17 minutes. My maths is not mathsy. Okay, so you're asking about your journey. Let's Alentham. Let's see. I'm asking for you, Alentham, all right? So what's coming through here for you? I'm not sure what kind of healing is it that you have done, Alentham. And I'm sure you've really done the work, and I'm sure you've seen great strides. You've made great strides with regards to that. The guys are saying there might be still needs to be addressed there, and it doesn't mean that you haven't. As I said, you could have done a whole heap of healing and done massive changes and reverse the curses, the generational curses. You most likely have done all of that. You understand? You might find that whatever twitching that needs to be done, it's just maybe for specific things or some specific obstacles that you might find yourself still dealing with. But otherwise, the guys are showing here that there are good things actually, and they're saying it's not even something that is still coming. They're saying it's already happened. It's already either began to happen or it's been happening or something like that. So they're showing career and relationships that you've tapped into, a nice timeline for yourself. Okay, and so there are good things happening. Maybe relationships flourishing, and even if it's one or two people only, and also career, just trajectory and things just moving forward and upward nicely. All right, that's what the guides are showing there. Okay, so that's what they are showing. They're saying it's not something that's going to happen. It's something that has already happened. So I don't know. Let me know how things are going for you, how things have been going, because the guys are showing this as something that has already happened, and it looks like it's as a result of the healing work that you've made and the adjustments that you've also made in your life as well. All right, so well done and congratulations on that. Let me know if any of this makes any sense or resonates with you. All right. You are welcome, Vital. Gemini, you are welcome, my darling. Yeah, good question, Gemini. Will it be this year? They say the person is already in your life as well. They say you already know the person, or the person is already in your life. So let's see. So I would say I don't see it as this year per se, but I would say maybe within the next 12 months, you might find yourself maybe waking up to that person, and you might find yourself stepping into that relationship. All right, or it's like, I don't know if maybe it's going to be a friendship that emerges, that develops into a romantic relationship, or what. But yeah, it's like the person is already in your life, so somewhere somehow, I don't know, maybe y'all is gonna fall in love with each other, something like that, and don't try to make anything happen. All right, don't try to even ask yourself, oh, is this the one? Or now let me look at all my friends, let me look at my contacts, all my friends, is this the one? Are you the one? Are you the one? Don't do that. Just continue with your life. You'll see naturally you will wake up one day and it's going to be like, so and so, either you are going to ask them or the person is going to ask you, but it's going to happen, and whatever it is that needs to happen will unfold nicely and naturally. All right, we don't want to jinx it too much by trying to put too much controls on it. All right, but I'm confused sometimes. Vital, okay, so okay, you will, okay, all right, I see. It's okay. You won't be the first to stumble halfway on my last name. Hello, Alona Molejon. Hello, and yes, welcome to the channel. Many things. Yes, yes. Welcome to the channel from Pines and Taurus. Yeah. Hello, Taurus. Go ahead. Why is Jesse ignoring and avoiding me? Yeah, all right. Okay, let's quickly have a look here. We have a few more minutes left. Let's have a quick look here, and then I'm going back to Bambino. Um, sleeping nicely here, but I want to go back to him because it's been a while. Let's see. Ignoring and okay. Whoa, Alona Molejon. I do beg your pardon, I'm butchering your names, guys. You see, when it comes to reading names here, ever since YouTube and social media and everything, I tell you, reading ain't a strong point no more. And the good thing is that they say, reading and language and talking and everything, all of these things are primitive because apparently in our true nature, we literally just telepath everything. It just happens. So I'm looking forward to the time when we don't have to do all of these things anymore because these things are just so taxing. So this is what's happening in your situation. The guys are saying this person is actually testing you by avoiding you. All right. um they could also be interacting with other people as well. The guides are showing that. But it's this person, they do like you. Okay, they do like you. Sorry, there's something I just saw now that I need to just quickly confirm with the guides. um okay, something happened there, and I don't know why is it that this happened to your reading, but like something got, like some kind of communication got cut somehow. So it's like my information is now a little bit not the way that I want it to be. So I'm gonna give you what I've got based on the little scribbles that I've had to scribble together. So they're saying that this person is actually testing you with what they're doing with ignoring you and all of that. And yes, they could be entertaining other women as well. But they say even if you lay off, maybe stop trying to reach out to him or anything like that, or is it him? I don't know. Them, they will reach out to you. Okay, they will come back to you. Okay. Oh yeah, this is what I was asking the guides. Okay. All right. All right. So but they do like you. They like you. This person likes you. This person is interested in you. The reason why they are testing you, they are actually trying to establish control. I don't know, maybe they are participating in this what do they call it, red pill or whatever kind of situations, even if maybe those things are not called red pill per se. But it's almost as if this person is establishing some kind of dominance or something like that. This person is trying to subdue you or subjugate something like trying to put you underneath them so that you know you can be the one that is sort of like desperate for their love or something. I don't want to put it that way because it now starts to make them look like a terrible person, and maybe they're not a terrible person, they're just someone who's just playing games. Because let's face it, in this world, that's another thing that we are dealing with here. Even people that are not necessarily bad people, they do funny things and they sometimes do nasty things because of societal influence, isn't it? But they're saying this person does like you. All right, they do like you, and they will come back to you. So it's up to you whether you want to take him or not. So the guys are saying, I'm like, is he okay? They're saying, oh, so. Is he safe for her? They're like, so. So it's like he's partly okay and partly not okay. He's partly okay because maybe the two of you have a good connection together and the two of you have potential for something beautiful to come through. But then he's not okay because, he's still playing this type of games, you understand? And you might find yourself dealing with a little bit more of that, going forward. So I would advise you that when he comes back, be very clear about your boundaries where this is concerned. That, I don't feel comfortable when people just, ghost and ignore me. or disappear and all of that. So I don't want to do anything like that. I'd rather a person be honest and frank with me, um, instead of disappearing. Okay, because otherwise I would rather maybe move on or be alone, something along those lines. I'm sure you'll find a nice way to phrase it. Okay, but have that kind of conversation with him when he comes back. Let's see, when is he gonna come back? All right, so it looks like he's gonna come back soon. All right, he's gonna come. So, yeah, within a month, within a month, within 4 weeks, you can expect to hear back from this person. Just stop, buzzing him. Stop bothering. Stop calling him or trying to reach out or anything like that. Texting him or anything. Just stop trying to reach out. All right, just let him be, and then he's gonna come back. Then you'll lay things straight with him when he does come back. All right. Let's see who else. Hello, Yamur the First. Just current feelings for you. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying, Alentham. I see what you're saying. I hear you. All right. I'm going to try and respond to you. Let me see if I can do Mission Impossible by responding to everyone else and then come back here. And I come back to that other person who was laughing at their own pain? I think I sort of like did come back to you without coming back to you directly. Um, it's just okay. We covered that. Okay, Jack's current feelings. They like you. Jack likes you. All right. Yamur the First. Yahmur. He likes you. Okay. And he does like you. All right. So it's a positive feeling that they have towards you. Okay. Yeah. Let's look at your boundaries, Alentham. All right. Okay, so the guides are showing here that you can allow yourself. I'm sure you've done a lot of work on this one, so this will literally just be cherries on top of the cake, all right? Because I just feel like you most probably if there are people people who do the work, you guys are respected, because people who do the work, they do the work. They don't play those ones. They do the work. They do their work. So I know you've done the work. When you say from 2019, I know you've been doing the work. So this will just literally be cherries on top of the cake. Just uh, uh, being even creating even more clearer, stricter, tighter boundaries. All right, much clearer. And many times we look at it from a perspective where it's like, okay, how dealing with other people outside of ourselves. But sometimes it's also about creating a certain type of energetic field around yourself with regards to what things is it that you're going to allow around you? What is it that you're not going to allow? What is it that you're going to tolerate? What is it that you're not going to tolerate? What thoughts you're going to entertain? What you're not going to entertain? What type of interactions are going to catch your attention, and what interactions are not going to catch your attention? Things that are happening out there, not happening out there. What is it that you're going to participate in? What you're not going to participate in? And letting go of the guilt and shame, because when you are healing from narcissistic abuse, absolutely lots of guilt and shame, and setting up boundaries around that, because the program of guilt and shame is actually a systemic program from this system, this world that we are dealing with, that is now collapsing. It is a very, very fundamental program to this whole thing to actually keep working. So they need you feeling guilty and shameful. So there'll constantly be things that will be pushing at you to make you feel bad about who you are, what you are not, why you are doing this, why you are not doing that, and all of those things. So setting some boundaries around that as well, how that you are not going to basically entertain guilt and shame anymore. There's nothing wrong with observing certain things and within yourself. It doesn't have to come from other people, because as long as anyone is coming to you with an angle of shaming or guilting you for anything, then you don't need to participate. That can be a boundary in itself. All right. And then let's see. Okay, I see we are out of time. So let me just quickly finish here, and um, then I'm closing. All right. So it's boundaries. It's the self concept aspect. It's what else? It's boundaries, self concept. It's the guides give me 3 or 4 things. Ooh, why did I lose that? Okay, boundaries, self concept. Oh yeah, cord cutting, cutting cords. All right, cutting cords with every single as much as possible. You know, even if you just do it like literally just saying every single person of a lower vibrational frequency that you could have been tied to, you could have had any contract with or anything like that, cutting those cords. And then lastly, what did they say? Clearing the energy, clearing energies. All right, clearing your energy, just energy clearing, however it is that you do it, if you haven't done so already. All right. Okay, thank you for the reading. You are most welcome. Thank you. Okay, I understand you reading, ma'am. He is manipulating me. Thank you so much for the guidance. You are welcome. You are welcome. Yes, this resonates. I've been definitely working on my boundaries and discernment. What will and do longer Allah? Yes. Thank you so much. All right, great stuff. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a great day further, night, or wherever it is that you are in the world. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye bye.